a solid foundation in your real estate business. I jotted down some things so that we'll be able to direct ourselves and keep ourselves in time, right? Because if I don't, write down some stuff like that, we might talk for more than 2 hours. So this is the first episode of the Sell Re Network. That is the Sell Real Estate Network. It is a network of individuals or real estate consultants or agents in Cameroon who want to learn how to sell real estate using social media with ease. All right. Of course, as you know, my name is Adega Daniel, and I am a certified real estate consultant with the Realtor School in Nigeria. And also, I am the lead marketer at Property Trust Group, one of the leading and growing real estate companies based in Boya, southwest region of Cameroon. So far, I've helped the company generate over 90 million francs CFA in sales, right? Yeah, that's it, over 90 million francs in sales since I started working with them. And we are, hoping to hitting, 10 million, 500 million, and why not a billion. So today we're going to be looking at how you as a real estate consultant can build a solid foundation in your real estate business. And there is something that's very important that a lot of realtors neglect, or a lot of real estate agents neglect, when it comes to building a marketing or building a real estate marketing business. The only thing that most realtors think about is the money, whereas it doesn't start with the money, right? There are stuffs that must come into place before you can start making huge money, right? Or you can start making consistent sales in real estate. For example, there's a realtor who came to me where I work right now at Property Trust Group, like I said, and the realtor was like, he has a property for 200 million he wants to sell, and I'm like, I asked him, are we currently having an estate right now? He said yes. And I'm like, okay, so how many properties have you sold at the estate we are currently promoting? He said no. I'm like, you have not even sold properties worth 1 million, 1.5, 2 million, and you want to go and sell a house of 200 million. How is that going to happen? Now, the problem is not that he cannot sell the house for 200 million, right? The problem is that his mind, his body, everything that he has not grown to the level where he can attract people who have 200 million to give him. An example, I told him what it takes to sell a house for 200 million. He was like, that money is too much. Oh. I'm like, you want to sell 200 million and make a commission of 20 million, and you're able to invest 5 million francs to sell that property, then you're not serious. So you see that there are a lot of things that you need to put in place, right? There is a process of growth that you must take. There is a foundation that you must lay and kick off from there before you can be able to attract consistent clients or people or diasporans who don't know you from anywhere to come and give you their hard-earned money for you to help them, get the best deals in town. And I wrote down here that the first thing that you need to take into consideration is having the right mindset. A lot of realtors miss out on this. Now, when they talk of mindset, because we've attended a lot of conferences where people talk about mindset building, think positive, be optimistic, have confessions, affirmations, and stuff like that. But when it comes to building a real estate marketing business, especially here in Cameroon, there are three major things I want you to fix your mind on, and I want you to change when it comes to how you see them, right? So the first thing that you must put in place for you to build a solid foundation in your real estate marketing business is having the right mindset. And under having the right mindset, there are three main or most important things you have to fix or you have to correct when it comes to the mindset of building a real estate business. Number one is, why do you want to make the money in real estate? Why are you in real estate? Why do you want to make money? Why do you want to get into real estate? You must have a why. Because if you don't have a why, the days when sales are slow, or the days when you get up and you don't feel like shooting content, or the days when you get up and you don't feel like going for site inspection, you're going to remain in that position for a long time. You're going to remain for that position in a long time. But if you have a why, anytime you feel slow, anytime you don't feel like moving forward, your why is going to push you. It's going to make you remember why you started, why you're continue and why you should continue. So what is your why? Right? You must answer that question. What is that thing that is driving you, that is pushing you to make sales? What is that thing? It could be that you want to live a comfortable life. It could be that you don't want to see your loved ones suffer. It could be that you want to make everybody around you okay. For example, what is my why? My why is, in one word, freedom. Freedom in anything. So I should be able to make so much money that anytime I want to travel, I won't have to think of how much I have in my bank account, right? For example, if I need a car and I walk into, a car shop or car company, and I tell them I want that car, and I want to have that car, I just pass at the counter, I give them my card, they swipe, and then it is maybe when I receive the alert that I will know how much left my card. That's what is driving me. That's my why. I want to grow to a certain point where, okay, please just give me a minute, let me check. Okay. I want to be able to grow to a certain point, right? Where I don't think when I want to spend. I just, if a loved one or my mom or anybody around me comes and they ask me something, I shouldn't be able to say, how much, if, for example, if I ask them, how much do you want? And they say, maybe I want 10 million. I shouldn't be thinking, like, how much do I have in my account? I just tell them, okay, call my accountant, please give my mom 10 million. You see, that's what's driving me. So when I get up in bed and I'm feeling reluctant to go to work, I'm feeling reluctant to shoot videos and to get, I just think of one of the things that I wish to have that I don't have yet. And that stuff keeps pushing me. I see how when I go, I'm around me and there are people or neighbors or loved ones who lack money to do some certain things and do some certain investments and stuff like that. These are the things that pushes me. It's the freedom to be able to do whatever I want, right? Whatever moral thing that I want, that I deem fit. Okay, that is my why. So you can come up with your own why. And please, there is always a downside to this. When I talk about having a why for realtors, some realtors will be like, okay, I will not start until I get a why. No, please. Right? Start. Your why will come. You can start right now as I'm talking to you. You are going to get out. Why you start, you start figuring out your why and stuff like that. You will start getting a why, or your why will come or dawn on you in your process of starting. So please start. The first thing you need to have in order to have the right mindset is you must have a why. Number two, you must decide. Decide that it's either real estate or real estate. You cannot be doing real estate. You are selling lands. You are doing rentals. You are selling off-plan investments. You are a developer. You sell planes. You sell cars. What are you really doing? Right? Decide what you want to do. What do you want to do? Is it real estate? Yes. Which part of real estate do you want to focus on? For example, I am a land banking expert or consultant. If you go on all of my social media handles, you are going to see the land banking expert, land banking expert. That is who I want to be. That is who I want to be recognized as. Welcome, Carpet Rescue. Welcome. Yes, I am right. That is who I want to be, right? So decide on which part of real estate you want to focus on. Where and what do you want to focus on? If you want to focus on selling lands, focus on selling lands. If you want to focus on selling high or luxury properties, focus on selling luxury properties, because this is in itself is going to shape your messaging, and you're going to be reaching out to your target audience with ease. When it comes to creating content, you're not going to struggle on how to create content. You see, but if you're talking to people who want to buy land, you're talking to people who want to buy houses, you're talking to people who want to buy cars, and somebody comes on your page, or a serious investor with millions of francs CFA or millions of US dollars and wants to purchase a property from you, they come to my page. For example, if they come to my page and they discover that I'm focused on selling, land banking properties, right? I'm focused on selling lands that are, in between 1 to 10 million francs CFA. And they come to your own page who is focused on selling lands between, let's say, 50 million to 100 million francs CFA. But on your page, you have lands, you have cars, you have planes, you have everything. You are selling everything. You are not focused. Even in the real estate sector or the real estate industry, you are not focused. You are just selling everything. Who do you think they are going to buy from? Me, who is focused on land banking alone, and I'm creating videos on how Cameroonians abroad can buy land safely without being scammed in Cameroon. I create videos on what land banking is, the different documents you need in order to purchase a property, the different people you need to consult before buying a property, how to identify safe locations, and so on and so forth. But you are only focused on selling because your goal is just the money. You focus on them let's say you want to sell, you focus on Camry cars, Toyota stuff. You just sell everything. So have a focus. Decide that is real estate, and real estate is either real estate or real estate. The third thing under having the right mindset is confidence, and this is the most important. You must be confident. You must be confident in what you are doing. And where does confidence come from? Confidence comes from knowledge. You cannot be confident if you are not knowledgeable, right? So you must seek for knowledge. In fact, you as a real estate agent or consultant, your primary goal is to learn, right? Because you cannot give what you don't have, and for you to have it, you need to take it from somewhere. So where do you take it from? From learning. You have to read books, you have to take courses, you have to go on social media and do research. Sometimes I just used to wonder. I'm like, how come? I asked a real estate agent one time that, have you ever gone on social media and searched how to buy land in Cameroon? And they're like, no, I've never really thought of that. I'm like, how are you creating your content, right? How are you creating your content, and how do you even know what your target audience wants? For example, my target audience are Cameroonians abroad, right? Those are the people I specialize in selling. Cameroonians in the diaspora. More than 90% of my clients are Cameroonians abroad, and maybe some few Cameroonians in the country, and HNIs, that's high net worth individuals. But my focus, if you watch my videos, right, sometimes I even precise in the video and I say, this is for you if you're a Cameroonian abroad, right? I have confidence in what I'm saying because I know the group of people I'm talking to, and because I have studied enough to know what to tell them. So you have to study, know what they think, what are their fears, what are their worries, what is it that they want. For example, the highest problem of Cameroonians abroad when it comes to buying real estate in Cameroon is trust. They just need a trust. A lot of clients have come to me and they are like, Daniel, this is the fourth time I'm buying properties. The first 3 times they scammed me. If this one goes through, I trust you. I'm going to keep doing business with you. I'm like, you are the right place and you met the right person, sir. And we do pure and genuine business, right? So be confident. You have to build confidence, and the only way you can build confidence is through knowledge. You must know what you are saying. Right? You cannot be confident if you don't have knowledge, right? Confidence comes from competence, and competence comes from knowledge that has been stacked up, or that's been studied consistently over the period of time, right? So those are the 3 things you need in order to have a right mindset when it comes to building your real estate business. Number 1, I said you must have a why. Number 2, you must decide and focus on one thing, right? And stay on that thing until it hits. And by the way, there's no successful person on earth that started doing 2-3 things at a time before they succeeded. No, they started by doing one thing over and over, and when they succeeded in that thing before they started scaling. So decide that you are going to do just one thing, and which is real estate. Focus on it, and until that coconut breaks, right? And the third is confidence, and confidence comes from knowledge. Learn. You must learn. You must learn. And the second thing you must, focus on before you build a real estate marketing business is you must set a cost goal, right? Set a cost goal. And how can you set a cost goal? Now, a lot of people talk of setting goals. I'll achieve this. I'll achieve this, but they don't know. They don't set the cost goal. What it will cost them in order to get that goal. What will it cost you in order to hit your sales target? For example, if you say, if currently you are making, let's say, 1 million francs CFA as commission per month, and you want to make 10 million francs as commission per month, you saying that or writing on a piece of paper that I will make 10 million is the goal. Now, what will it cost you in order to make that goal? Now, listen carefully. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is what is costing you where you want to be. Let me take it over. The difference between where you are and where you want to be is what will cost you to get to where you want to be, and it's what is costing you to not get to where you want to be. For example, let's say you're currently making 1 million francs and you want to get to 10 million. What's the difference between 10 and 1? Is 8, right? The difference between 10 and 1, what's 10 minus 1? Sorry, is 9, right? So 9 million francs is what is costing you to get to 10 million. You are still in 1 million, right? So you lack resources worth 9 million. You lack information that is worth 9 million. Everything that you are doing, right? You lack something that is worth 9 million in order to, you're lacking the time, the energy, the resources worth 9 million to get to that 10 million. And on the other hand, you have to put in resources, time, energy, money worth 9 million before you hit your 10 million, right? So that is what will cost you. That is what is costing you. That is how to set the cost goal when it comes to hitting your target in your real estate marketing business. And there are 4 major costs that exist, right? 4 major costs, right? And it's acronyms in the word MEAT. MEAT, like MEAT, but capital M, capital E, capital A, capital. M stands for money, right? E stands for energy, A stands for attention, and T stands for time. Those are the 4 major costs: money, energy, attention, and time. And the most important, right, amongst all of them is your time, right? We can treat the other ones later, but I want to focus on how you can maximize your time. I see a lot of people say time is money, which is quite wrong. Time is not money, because you can lose. When you lose money, you can have it back, but when you lose time, you can't have it back. So time is definitely greater than money. Time is greater than money. So how do you maximize your time so that you can achieve your goals as a real estate consultant or as a realtor based in Cameroon? So time management tips for realtors. Number 1, note at the back of your mind that your time is your greatest asset. You shouldn't be doing stuff that don't matter to you. For example, excessive scrolling on social media. What are you doing on social media when you have not hit your sales target? You get up in the morning, for you to prepare content, write down your to-do list even the day before or the morning you wake up. You are focused, or instead focus on social media. What are you doing there, right? So social media, excessive scrolling on social media is one of the things that distracts a lot of real estate consultants or real estate agents from hitting their targets. The second distraction, that causes you to mismanage your time is overthinking, overanalyzing. You're like, okay, where will I start this? I will not start this today. Let me be perfect. This camera is not good. The lighting is not good. This is not good. No, just start, right? Know that whenever you are prepared, you are late. Anytime you think that you are prepared, you are late. So you shouldn't be over prepared for something. The moment you get the ideas, you have the necessary tools, whether they are excellent or not. Of course, your mind is set for excellence, just start, because as time goes on, you are going to get the excellent tools, and different ideas are going to be coming in. I've learned by experience that you can only know how to improve on something when you are doing that thing. If you have not started, you will only be fantasizing and you have illusional thoughts on, I would have done it this way, I would have done it. But if you start doing it, you will know exactly what to do next. You will know exactly what to do next. Right? You know exactly what to do next. The third thing, that causes you to mismanage your time is unnecessary meetings and phone calls. Unnecessary meetings and phone calls. You attend this meeting here, this meeting here. By the end of the day, you are exhausted. You have not even done anything, and you're like, what is it? What am I doing? What have I been doing? And you discover that you've not really done anything that will move you forward. So, we need to know how to manage your time and cut out all of these stuffs. And one of the stuffs, please don't take this back, one of the stuff that distracts a lot of real estate agents that I've noticed, right, is carpet rescue. You said, I'm very interested in land banking, and as I told you on WhatsApp when we chat, I work in Bamena, but from the southwest. As you said, trust is very big problem for me. Yeah, we'll talk more on that on WhatsApp. Sir. Yeah, like I was saying, these are the three. Okay, I wanted to say that one of the mistakes that a lot of real estate agents make is that their friends and their families or the people around them are their greatest distraction. Now, let me explain. You need to learn how to say no to the people around you. Please learn how to say no to the people around you, because you cannot just be in your house and you're struggling, to build your life, and somebody just leaves, or maybe just calls you and like, I was feeling bored, so I just say, let me call you. What? You were feeling bored? You are bored and you call me? Did I tell you I was feeling bored? I didn't tell you I was feeling bored. If you are bored, stay with your boredom and know how to deal with your boredom. Now, let me tell you how I usually cut off this. If I'm on call with somebody and I'm seeing that the call is useless and we are not making sense out of the call, I'll just switch off my phone, or I'll put it on airplane mode. The highest thing that you would think is that the phone went off, and I'll not come back to give you explanation to say the phone went. Some people I might give, but some, why would I come and be giving you explanations? If I just see that, oh, the phone is doing this and the call is going, we're not making sense, I just put my phone on airplane, or I switch it off. After some minutes, I bring it back on. You see, that's just cut it off. Find ways possible to just cut off unnecessary calls. Your friend who wants to come and see you, and you're like, okay, is there anything we need to talk that we can't talk on phone? You must come to my. What is it? With all the unnecessary visits, you just get up. You have not done anything. You just get up, take your bath, and you're at your friend's place. You spend the whole day there. You don't learn a thing on real estate marketing. You are just there and you want to make sense. How is that possible? And let me tell you, so there's something I want to really share with you. When you are starting out in any business, especially in real estate, right? The beginning stage of your real estate business is the hardest. The beginning stage of your real estate business is the hardest. Now, let me explain. You know a rocket ship, right? Now, when a rocket ship wants to take off, when a rocket wants to take off from the ground, the highest amount of fuel that it burns is in that takeoff stage, in that taxiing stage, when the rocket is trying to leave the ground, right? That's the same amount of energy and concentration and time and resources that you need to put in the takeoff stage of your real estate business. Because if imagine that the rocket wants to take off, there is something called gravitational pull or gravitational force, right? Gravitational force is, or gravity is, the Earth's pull on any subject, right? Remember physics. Gravity is the Earth's pull on any subject. So the reason why you throw a stone up and it comes down is because there's something called gravity, right? That pulls back that stone down. If that thing is not too heavy and too fast in such a way that it can fly or run and escape the gravitational pull of the earth, that thing will definitely come back. And let me explain. The heavier the object, the higher the gravitational pull that the earth exerts on that thing. So you want to take up in your real estate business a rocket ship. An average rocket ship, or there's a kind of rocket ship called Ariane 5, and it weighs 779 kilograms, 777,000 kilograms, right? Averagely, it weighs 777,000 kilograms. Imagine something that weighs 777,000 kilograms. Imagine the amount or the gravitational pull that the earth is going to exert on that thing. Remember, we have said that gravity is the earth's pull on any subject. That's the same way your real estate marketing is big, right? You want to make 1 million, 10 million, 50 million, 100 million, 1 billion francs CFA in sales monthly. The weight, right, of your goals is also proportionate to the amount of distraction or the amount of force that you need to put in at the beginning in order to take off. For example, when I wanted to start my real estate business, I gave myself a challenge, right? A 90 days challenge to shoot 100 videos in 90 days. And of course, I didn't hit it. Truth be told, I did not hit that challenge. But before the end of the 90 days, I was already getting inquiries for Cameroonians abroad who wanted to purchase a property. But I'm saying later on is because the reason why I did not hit it is because I got a contract with a client and I started working, and I had to focus more on working with that deal. But this is the kind of force or the kind of energy that you enter with. I've already cut off discussions, put off stuff, and said that, in fact, I gave myself a rule. I said that when I get up in the morning, I will create content before I consume content. If I don't create content, I'm not going to consume any content. Let's come back to our rocket ship. Now, when the rocket ship is taking off, the highest amount of fuel that it burns is in that takeoff stage. The highest amount of energy, of time, of resources that you need to put in your real estate business is in the takeoff stage. Because if you don't put in enough time, energy, and resources, and you start moving or start leaving the earth and start leaving your friends, your surroundings, you will get to a certain point where you didn't pick up enough energy and fuel at the bottom. You will reach in a certain point where the gravitational pull, the distractions, or everything will pull you back down, and you start back at zero. And you don't want to get to that point. You don't, right? So you make sure that you continue pushing. When you start, or when the rocket ship leaves the earth, it continues to fly, and it's pushing, 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 and it gets to a point where it escapes the gravitational pull, right? That the gravity or the pull that the earth was exerting on it, it gets to a point where it escapes that gravitational pull, and now it starts flying without putting as much energy or as force as it was putting in the beginning. That is how you start off your real estate marketing business, right? In the beginning, you need to put in a lot of work. That's why I'm talking about building a solid foundation. You need to build a solid foundation, so much so that when you escape the gravitational pull, first, every other thing below, right, will not be able to get to you. If there are any distractions, because you've already trained yourself, you mastered yourself on how to you've mastered yourself on how to manage distractions, on how to manage people, on how to stop overthinking, how to stop overanalyzing, how to stop fear, right? How to cut off unnecessary calls and unnecessary meetings. You just focus and you keep moving until boom, you escape the gravitational pull and you just keep flying. At that time, you will not be using as so much energy, time, and resources, attention as you were giving to your business in the beginning, because you've escaped all of the distractions. And the way sales will start coming to you now, it will be at the maximum level, at the level that is consistent, That even when you just do your normal, you don't put in any extra work, you just do your normal marketing, you still be making sales, right? That's why building, or that's why the foundation or the start of your real estate marketing business should be very firm. So you can take a challenge and say that for the next 90 days, in fact, it's an challenge. In the next 90 days, right, you are going to shoot 100 videos and upload on YouTube and Facebook, or you just choose your platforms. In fact, when we'll be talking about, choosing the right platform or how to, create videos that sell, I'm going to show you the best platforms to use in order to sell, because this is just episode 1, right? Episode 1, we are talking on building a solid foundation in your real estate marketing business. When we move to episode 2, we'll talk on crafting your Realtor brand. Then we'll go to episode 3, where we'll start marketing. Episode 4, until we get to the end. So take this challenge, write this down. You have a 90 days challenge of shooting and uploading 100 videos. So there are some people who are busy doing some other stuff, right? What I will advise you to do is that you take a content creation day in a week. You can say Wednesday, or the day you have time the most. You can say, this is my content creation day. You decide and you shoot like 10 videos that day. The only thing you'll be doing in between the week is edit, and make sure that you are uploading a video every single day on YouTube and on Facebook. Make sure you are uploading a video. It could be reels, it could be long form videos, but it should be educational videos, whether it's educational videos, whether it's entertainment, whether it's property sales. But make sure that something, a video, I didn't say a write-up. You can, add write-ups, but I'm saying video, right? Because real estate is built on trust, and people cannot trust you if they don't know you, like you, if they don't see you to know you and like you. And the only way they can like you and know you and trust you is if they are seeing you every single day. Imagine that I was doing this teaching and I was not showing my face. You'll be like, oh, this guy is intelligent, but can I see the guy? Can I see him? He knows real estate marketing. He has done sales, but we are not seeing him. There's a level of trust that you never get to. There's a level of trust you never put in me if you are not seeing me doing what I'm doing, right? If you are not seeing me doing, in fact, I get clients who see properties on other real estate companies, then they bring to me to confirm. Like, they're like, okay, Daniel, I saw this property, please check it out. Do your due diligence. If it's good, then I buy. Some I approve, some I don't approve. If I see that there's a problem with the property, I'm not going to approve, right? I'm not going to approve that property. So this is how you can build a strong foundation when it comes to your real estate marketing business. Please give me a minute. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, just a little distraction, right? We have just a few minutes to go. Now, we've spoken on distractions, right? We've said that the common time wasters or distractions for real estate agents is that, number 1, excessive scrolling on social media. Number 2, overthinking, overanalyzing, and fear, right, of starting. And I said that the only way you can kill fear is by starting. And the only way you can stop the fear of doing something is by doing that thing so much so that the fear disappears. When I started, each time I want to stand on camera, I'll be sweating, right? I did it so much so that when I get into a place and I'm looking at things, the only ideas that are coming into my head are ideas of shooting videos, and I just pick up my phone and I'm gone. I'm just shooting, I'm just talking and talking. So the way to overcome fear of starting or fear of doing videos is just to do the videos. Every day when you get up in the morning, put your camera on your face, just stand, look at the camera, say anything. You don't need to say something that's meaningful, right? Just look at the camera, say something, later on watch it. Be like, okay. When we get to episodes where I'm going to teach you how to create videos, or how to create videos that sell without being shy, or how to kill shyness and kill shame when it comes to creating video, I'm going to explain this in details. But for now, just start, right? Start. And I've told you, I've given you an assignment. 90 days challenge. That's 3 months challenge. Create 100 videos in 90 days. Now, let's look at how to eliminate these time wasters or these distractions, right? How to, eliminate these distractions, or how to manage your time correctly. Number one, set boundaries, right? Set boundaries. How do you set boundaries? The first way you can set boundary is that you can have a to-do list, right? Know what to do at what time. Know what to do at what time. So you can, before the night, you can write your to-do list the night before, or you can, first thing you do in the morning, you get up, is that, what am I going to do today? I'm going to shoot 2 videos on this and this. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go for site inspection. I'm going to follow up on this client. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And that's how you begin to manage your life and your time, right? Set boundaries. Set boundaries. You can also, like I told you, that when I started, I told myself that I'll create content before I consume content. I'll create content before I consume content. So when you get up in the morning, you tell yourself, you're not going to enter TikTok, WhatsApp, or enter any social media platform without shooting your content. That's a boundary you are setting. And for the overthinking, for you who, you have to think, how will I look like? How will people see me? Please, so in order for you to overcome it, ask yourself just one question. What is the worst that can happen? That's what I used to ask my question. The worst thing that can happen is that somebody will watch your video and will laugh at you, but they are not seeing the person, right? If you're watching my videos and you're following my stuff and you laugh at me, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it. But if you laugh at me, you laugh and then you come into my inbox, but if you laugh and then you bring the laughter into my inbox, the first thing I do is that I block you immediately. Whether you are my mom, you are my dad, you are my sister, I don't care, because that time you are bringing negative energy around my space. So the first thing I do is that I block you, and that's why the block button was created. I was talking with a lady one time. I was like, if this person is disturbing you, block the person. She was like, no, I don't really like blocking people. Then why did they create the block button? Right? They created a block button in order to help you to stay focused, right? To stay focused. So if anybody tries to bring negative energy, try to mock you and stuff like that, you block the person. Simple. Right? You block the person. And for family and friends who just want to come and distract your time and take your time, and please learn how to say no. Right? Just learn how to say no. If they are like, can I come over? Say, not now. I would have loved to, but I'm a little busy now. Full stop. They won't force you. Sometimes just that we're the ones bringing these stuffs on ourselves. And number two, in order for you to eliminate time wasters in your life, is create a dedicated workspace, especially if you are a realtor and you're working from home. Now, there a lot of real estate companies now in Cameroon have what they call the associate program, right? A lot. So rather than even working from home, before I explain how to work from home, why not just go look for a genuine real estate company, sign up as an associate, and they always have an associate space or office that's dedicated for realtors in their main office. So when you get up in the morning, you take your bath, you pack your stuff, you go to the office, you sit there and you work. You work, right? You work. I'll show you how to, how to work in a jiffy, how to work with focus in a jiffy, right? So create a dedicated workspace if you're working from home. Know that this is my angle, this is my table, this is where I work. When you get up, you take your bath, you wear your trousers, you put on your shirt, and you go sit there. The moment you sit in that area, your subconscious mind sends a signal to your body and everything about you that this is time for work. And you begin to notice that a lot of distractions that used to come will just, stay away for a while, because you want to work. You've built that stuff in your mind that this is time for work, okay? And the third way, in order to cut up distractions and and just find time to work, is called, I usually use a technique called the Pomodoro technique, right? The name is not as important. Don't struggle to master the name. It's called the Pomodoro technique. A Pomodoro technique is a technique that says that you work for 25 minutes, you rest for 5 minutes, and you continue for another 25 minutes. Right? So 25 minutes of work, 5 minutes of intervals of rest or of relaxing. Right? So this is what I mean. There is an app in your phone called the clock or the alarm app. When you enter that clock or the alarm app, if you have a Samsung, I think it's the clock. If you have iPhone, I think it's the same. When you enter that alarm or the clock app, there is a, you check somewhere around the app, there's a place called timer, right? You click on that timer, you can set time. You can time, block out time or set time for 20, 25, 50 minutes, an hour, 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, right? So what you do is that for a start, because you are still starting, you tell yourself that, okay, I want to do research on what real estate is and how to invest in real estate properly so that you can learn it very well and know how to explain to your clients. Or you can say you want to, this next 25 minutes, or next 30 minutes, you want to learn how to edit, basic video editing for real estate. Or you say this next 30 minutes, you want to dedicate your time to watch some videos on Atega Daniel's YouTube channel to learn more about real estate, right? And also try to replicate those videos in your own way and shoot it, right? What you do is that you take up your phone, you open the clock app, you go to the timer, right? And then you set 25 minutes or 30 minutes and you click on start. And you keep the phone aside. If you are still starting, I will advise that you put your phone on flight mode before you do that to avoid all distractions. But if you have to use your internet, of course, you can turn on your internet, turn off all notifications from WhatsApp to any app. Turn off the notifications, because anytime you receive a notification, your brain triggers, and that's how it was built. When you see that red or you see that notification, you just want to go and click to see what is there. So you block at that time and you focus. And you tell yourself that until I'm done with this thing, until that time elapses, I'm not getting off from this place. It is now you will know that you are more distracted than you ever thought. Because the moment you set that 25 minutes, every single thing that you have not done on planet Earth will start coming to your mind. You have not eaten, it will come to your mind. You have not done your laundry. You have not done this. You have not done this. Everything that you had to do before will come to your mind. But nevertheless, that's proof to show you that what you want to do is working. So you keep it aside, you focus, and you work. When the time elapses, if you are not done with what you're doing, you continue. You click on continue, because it will either show restart or show stop. You click on restart. Take another 20 minutes, take another 10 minutes until you are done with that stuff. But if you want to leave it halfway, no problem. At least you have done something. It's better to focus and do something for 20 minutes than to be distracted and do nothing for 1 hour. Because you discover that when you don't focus to do something, you take a longer time not even doing anything. So it's better you say, okay, every day I'll focus and use 30 minutes, 1 hour to work. You start like that, 20 minutes, 10 minutes. Every day I will read one page or one blog on Google that talks about real estate markets and marketing, that talk about real estate. Every day I'm going to watch 2 videos on YouTube that talks about real estate. That's how you start. And when you want to do it, you block out time, you focus until you are done watching that video. You are not going anywhere. You see how itchy your body will be, right? So block out time, right? Block out time and work. Block out time and work. So these are the 3 ways in which you can eliminate time wasters. You can focus, you can work, and you can manage your time very well. So don't forget to always do a to-do list, right? The reason why you are always confused and you don't know exactly what to do is because there's no to-do list. Always make sure there is a to-do list. You write down what you want to do, so that when you're done with one, you go and tick that I'm done with this. You finish, you go and tick. Finish, you go and tick. If you don't want to, and I advise, please use a notebook to write. Use a notebook to write. If you write on your phone, there's a kind of consciousness that comes to your mind when you are using your pen. When you take up a pen and a notebook and you're writing on it, right? So this is how to build a solid foundation in your real estate business, right? In the next episode, in our next class, I'm going to be showing you how to craft your realtor brand, how to, build a unique selling point that will attract high net worth individuals and Cameroonians abroad to give you money without stress, right? And invest in the best real estate deals in the town where you are, be it in Yaoundé, in Douala, in Bamenda, in Kumba, here in the city of Boya. And by the way, if you are here in the city of Boya and you want to meet me any day, you can just chat me up on WhatsApp. In the description of this video, I'm going to leave my WhatsApp number so that you can chat me up and ask me any question. I'm going to leave my direct WhatsApp business number. You can ask me anything, right, for free, because of course I'm doing this training for free. So please take this training seriously and implement what I've said, right? Number one assignment, I've said that you take a challenge, right, to shoot 100 videos and upload one every day for 90 days. And also the second is that from today, start doing a to-do list, right? Start doing a to-do list. And the third assignment is block out time to work. Block out time to work, right? If you've not understood anything, please go back again, right? And you rewatch the video and you learn very, very well, right? If you have a question, like I said, drop it in the comment section, and I'll also leave my number. My WhatsApp business number is 679139580. 679139580. I'm going to leave it in the description of this video. You can always reach out to me anytime, any day, right? You can please subscribe to this channel. Like this video, drop a comment. What did you learn, right? What do you think we should improve on? How do you want our next class to be? What do you want to learn? What do you want us to treat in our next class? Because even though I already have something crafting your realtor brand, we can find a way to blend it together so that you learn more. Okay? So today was building a solid foundation in your real estate marketing business. And I've been Adega Daniel, your favorite real estate consultant here in the city of Boya, Cameroon. I'll see you on the next one.